everyone, and welcome to Dice and Roll, the queerest Pathfinder podcast on the planet, where we ask the hard questions like, does the existence of positive and negative energy imply the existence of other math-related energy?
Math-related elaborate.
What does that mean?
So there's like positive energy, negative energy. Okay?
Yes.
Just like positive numbers and negative numbers.
Yeah.
Is there imaginary energy?
Oh my god.
Where it's like, it's energy that doesn't, okay. It's not energy that actually exists. But, for the sake of it, let's pretend it does.
That's just fucking kids playing pretend.
Okay.
That's Jimmy on the playground doing Kamehameha.
That's how summoners make their eidolons.
Oh my god.
Okay, next. What else is there? My knowledge of math is actually extremely poor.
Prime.
Prime energy! Okay. What do you think about that, guys? That's what Optimus Prime used to,
I don't like... No, that's not what he used. He used the Allspark.
He really did.
I do want to just quickly point out that the Allspark was only introduced to the Transformers franchise in 2007 in the Michael Bay live-action movie. Beforehand, it was the Matrix of Leadership, which was in the original Transformers animated movie from 1987.
Restart the episode.
I want you all to know that this conversation has proved the question asker's hypothesis that any kind of math-related energy does do more damage to gay people.
It does psychic damage.
That's fact.
Would we like to play some Pathfinder?
Yes.
Previously in Fists of the Ruby Phoenix, Masami Takahara finally let their party in on their past as a former assassin raised by the ninja clan of Oni's Mask, who apparently are active in Goka presently, and Masami and Hiroshi believe that this may have something to do with the Ruby Phoenix tournament. And following the assassination attempt made on several of the sponsors, it's looking more and more likely. The only question is, why? Regardless, even though this mystery and intrigue is unfolding beneath the Radiant Winds, they have other things to keep in mind. For example, the Ruby Phoenix tournament. Our heroes took part in the exhibition match in front of all the sponsors, battling against a powerful Imionjo from the mountains above, and dueling against Tino's toughest, their oldest friends. Ultimately, they were sponsored by General Kaso Hida, a mercenary captain who has made good friends with them by now. And now, they prepare for 1 week of intense training before the Ruby Phoenix tournament begins. Are we all ready, everyone?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you know what time it is, guys? Can you hear that?
It's like 2:21.
It's actually time for a training montage.
Oh, fuck.
We see the Radiant Winds. You stand outside a building which the name the Golden Kabuto emblazoned in a symbol on the front. This is the mercenary corporation of General Kazuhida. And starting today, this is where the Radiant Winds begin their training. We see Hida introducing them to his legendary personal trainer, Saraguchi. She is a tall, extremely muscular tiefling. She has red skin, long, almost wild white hair, and muscles the size of a fucking rhinoceros's. As she looks down at you, she appraises each of you one by one before she grunts, turns, and brings you into the gym. We see Sanku very slowly pumping irons as she stands beside him and slaps his back and pushes him to go even harder. We see Masami punch, 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 going against a sandbag, trying their best. We see Chuji skipping ropes as Saraguchi stands and commands them to keep going, keep pushing. And yet you never seem to tire out. We see the next day, Senku standing at the beach, shirtless except for a wrap around the center of his chest, as he stands in the tide, water crashing into his body. At first he kind of stumbles a little bit, before he recovers at Saraguchi's behest. He holds himself, braces himself for the next wave, and when it crashes against him, he's standing tall. We see Chuji. You are up against several illusory creatures jumping at you as you are pushed between one stance into the next, into the next. You slip up and one lands a touch on you and they all immediately disappear before Saraguchi comes up to you and helps you to your feet and gets you ready to go again. Masami, we see you throwing shurikens. 1, 2, 3. Each shuriken landing directly side by side with each other in perfect equal accuracy. Saraguchi folds her arms and nods at you. You're doing good. This continues for the whole week. Magic, might, willpower. At first, it's torture, but as the week progresses, you don't know how it's physically possible to do this. But you're learning and training harder than you've ever done before. And fellas, we're going to quickly go around to each of you and figure out how this retraining and leveling up session has gone. So, Chuji, we're going to start with you. Saraguchi is blocking your attacks as you launch yourself at her. Can you describe to me some of these attacks as you're like running and jumping and pushing yourself?
Well, some of them are classic. They've got their flaming fists that they are throwing her way. But there's some new techniques in the mix that we haven't yet seen from Chuji. There's explosions that come from their hands as they swipe at Saraguchi, and after like a few new hits, Chuji throws their leg up at her, and they've kicked people before and they've done it in their own way, but this one seems new, more controlled.
Mm-hmm. I think she catches your leg midair and holds it and like makes you hold that pose for a second, and she looks at you and says, "Better, but you can still do more. Try again."
Fuck's sake. And they go again.
She catches it again, says, "Again!"
Ugh! They throw like a few more punches, and then maybe like trying to catch her off guard, they go with the other leg this time.
I think that does catch her off guard, and she still blocks it, but it's a very last second block. And she looks at you and says, "You're ready." Chuji, level 16. As you are training your fucking brains out, can you tell me a little bit about your level up and your retraining?
I've got a lot. I have gotten Master of Many Styles.
Okay, and what's that do?
I can now switch between stances without an action at the start of my turns.
But you've only got 2 stances, so that's not gonna be, like, you only have a...
Fool!
Oh shit, I'm a fool?
Fool!
Why am I asking questions I already know the answer to?
I have more stances now.
With your retraining, you actually completely discarded your Monster Mage
I did.
archetype.
I said fuck Monster Mage, and I said bring on the stances.
Most of the things you do with your monster hunting, it doesn't really come from that archetype. I think you've used Monster Mage once, and that was with Gaseous form to turn into a sand cloud.
Yeah.
So, what have you picked up instead?
I've gotten Martial Arts Dedication.
Okay, and what that gives you just a fuck ton of new stances, right?
It does. It gives me so many sexy stances.
Do you want to talk about any of those stances?
Yeah, sure, I'll name them. It's not like it's a big surprise or anything. Got Dragon Stance. Makes it's sexy. I got Powder Punch Stance.
Dragon Stance is the lashing kicks you were doing, and they do way more damage than
Yes.
your other stuff.
Yes. And Powder Punch Stance was the explosions.
That's you literally wrapping gunpowder and firework powder into your hand wraps, and then punching people and causing like little pops of explosions to happen when you hit them.
Yeah. Literally. I got Jellyfish Stance.
From training with Hiroshi, not just with Saraguchi.
Yeah. That's from Hiroshi. Dear sweet Hiroshi.
And Jellyfish Stance lets you overextend yourself. You kind of like do tumbling lunges, and that basically means you have reach on your attacks when you're in that stance.
Yes.
And last one?
And then I got Mountain Stance.
And what's that do?
seem more formidable, raises my AC.
You squat down, you make yourself hard to hit, and you basically, like, make yourself a living mountain.
Exactly.
And how is Chuji feeling before the tournament itself? I don't know you have any free time to do anything but train, but how are you doing?
Chuji's definitely been throwing themselves into it, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They were already very serious about training for this, but this is like, well, their number one thing that they were looking forward to obviously was the fighting, but this is number two. Getting to train and be stronger and learn from someone else and just get better. That's what they're really after, and that's what they are enjoying. It's grueling and it's painful, and they're sore and they enjoy their breaks, but they really enjoy training.
I love that. Okay, Chuji, that's you, level 16.
Yes.
Next, we're gonna hop to Masami. How's training going for you?
Well, it's been a bit grueling, but at the same time, they've trained all their life with Hiroshi. So this is something that they're a little used to. When you see Masami train, most of their sessions involve them trying to convert their magic in a different way than they're used to. So they're basically inside the training hall, and they're trying to concentrate the magic in their fists onto something else. They are seen with no weapon this time, and they're basically swapping their arcane fists for something different.
Okay, and what is it?
Force Fang.
Describe this for me.
So, basically, Force Fang is a single action magic missile that I can use with my spell strike. It does pretty much the same damage as magic missile, but it uses a focus point instead of an actual spell slot. So, how I imagine this is, since Masami has a lot of weapons now, they don't have any use for their arcane fists. So, basically, there's a concentration of magic, like, surrounding their palms, and they're just inside this, they're pretty much in this stance trying to control the magic out from their palms and into the air. And it takes a few days and a lot of meditation, but they actually end up doing it.
Holy shit, nice! I think, again, when you finally get it right, Saraguchi slaps your back and says, "You're ready."
Better be, this took so long.
How does one that has enough hours in a day to go to each of you and do this much training is unknown to all of you. She's got a way with encouraging you, though. It's actually crazy. So, level up and retrain. You didn't do a ton of retraining because your build is actually pretty solid. But
Yeah.
like you said, you got Force Fang, right?
Yep, Force Fang traded for Arcane Fists. And for level 16, I got Conflux Focus.
And what's that do?
Basically, whenever I try to regain my focus, I regain both of my focus points instead of just one.
Oh, wow, that's pretty great.
Yes, considering I now have 2 that I can use.
So you'll no longer have to spend one action getting your focus back as often. You'll be able to just use one of your cool conflux spells.
Yep.
Okay, and what about Rogue Archetype? What do you get for there?
I got Opportune Backstab.
And what's that do?
Basically, when someone within my melee reach is hit with a melee attack from my allies, I get a chance to strike at them as well.
Okay.
So, this is great when you have a flanking buddy, huh? If Chuji hits someone that is also within my reach, then I get to hit them as well, with a reaction.
That's fucking insane.
So I basically have another version of Attack of Opportunity.
Yeah, except this one is, the trigger is a friend hits him, which,
Yup.
considering you like to be flanking anyway, that's crazy.
It's pretty good. It's pretty fucking good.
Now, you only have one reaction per turn, though, so you'll only be able to use this or Attack of Opportunity, not both.
Yep, I know.
So keep that in mind. Is that you, Masami?
Yes. As you said, my build was actually solid, so we didn't have to do much.
Surprised, like, really, really good. I was like, what feats don't you use? Oh wow, use all of them. So, lastly, Senku, Witch Prince of the Sea. How's your training been?
He hates training. He hates training. He doesn't like it. He likes doing magic. He doesn't like training.
Okay.
I don't think he enjoys the part of having to get stronger that involves doing things that aren't fun. But he's doing it because he's gotta. But I can't promise you that he's enjoying it as much as the others are. He's less interested in things that aren't overtly fun for him. But he's doing it.
I think we're actually going to go to that scene I did during the quick vignettes, where you're standing there on the beach with the waves crashing into you.
Mm-hmm.
As you're standing there, Sanku, and bracing yourself for the next wave, Lolo is there and says, "Come on, Sanku, focus. Feel the weight of the wave hit you, and resist."
I'm trying.
A wave comes. How do you do?
He nearly falls over.
Saraguchi helps you stand back up. Says, "No, really focus on it. Close your eyes. Filter everything out. Let it happen to you.
I'm gonna fall.
You won't fall. You're strong. You can do this." Another wave's coming, Sanku. How do you do?
I think he still almost falls, but he falls a little less. He's trying.
And as you're falling, Sanku, something strange happens to your appearance for a moment after the water is washing off you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What happens?
Only while he's being hit. It's like scales show up for a second.
Ooh. So, Sanku, with your level up and retraining, what did you snag?
I picked up another archetype. I picked up Dragon Disciple because he is quite literally a dragon disciple.
And Dragon Disciple gives you a shit ton of dragon abilities. Do you want to just blast a few of them off?
You already saw that I get resistance to... It's because I get resistance to, like, crashing waves, but I get resistance to bludgeoning damage.
You
Thank
have
you.
a permanent 11 resistance to bludgeoning damage.
I really do, and I really said I hate you, Derry. I don't actually hate you. I really said I'm not gonna let you hit me anymore. I also got a Dragon Breath.
Mm-hmm. Which lets you shoot up a cannonball of water at people.
The scales also raised my AC by 1, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Permanently.
And I also learned a bunch of new spells that draconic sorcerers would get, but
Yeah.
I typically could not.
Yeah, so stuff on the arcane spell list that you would not normally be able to access, like Shield or Prismatic Wall, you know?
Yeah.
And Sanku, as you stumble to your feet, the scales of the dragon like hardening around you and then fading away. Saraguchi puts a hand on your back and she says, "You're ready."
Oh.
And everyone, we're gonna hop now to the present. You are all standing outside the Ruby Arena. Today is the day. The first round of the Ruby Phoenix tournament. There are so many people here, it is actually insane. From around Goka, and actually from around Tiansha, you see so many people. The rich and powerful from nations afar, to the people from Goka itself who have been waiting 10 years to see this match. You've spent a lot of time with Kazuhida and Saraguchi preparing. You've met with the press a couple of times to give like little talks. You can see that there are posters depicting all teams kind of like scattered around the city, but especially around here on huge murals of you all. As you stand here right now, not among the crowds, but like on a balcony overlooking, just preparing to enter the arena itself. How are you all doing? How do you all feel?
Chuji's bouncing back and forth. They're excited.
I think Sanku's like a little bit nervous, but like the nervous that you'd get just because you're about to do something insane, like publicly. Like he's it's like an excited nervous. Like, not staying still right now.
Masami is unsure about like the murals and stuff. I'll be quite honest. They're definitely the type of person that's like, don't perceive me, actually.
You've unfortunately made yourself very perceivable right now.
Yeah, so that's a thing that they're experiencing, but I think they're still pretty happy to be here. They're excited for the first match.
Lolo kind of like is on Sanku's shoulder and says, "Well, everyone, this is it. After all the training and fighting and preparing, you're all finally here at the Ruby Phoenix tournament. Oh, it feels like years ago that our adventure started. How are you all doing? How do you feel?"
Wasn't it years ago?
Well, perhaps... was it?
I mean, for you, it might have been a blink of an eye, old man.
I am quite old. In fact, I am millennia old. I was around before the island chain of Minata was formed. You see, back then I was a mighty sea dragon and blah 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 blah.
Okay, he's going into a monologue again. How are we doing, folks?
Senku covers his mouth. He's like, "I love you, Lolo." But no.
So right now, you're like basically just like, I think you went for breakfast before, and you're in like a tall building overlooking the stadium. But you've eaten now, and you need to go down there and start entering.
Okay.
The Ruby Phoenix's speech will be starting soon, and the rules of the tournament will be explained for all, and you'll be able to find out who, like, what the heats are, what teams are going to be fighting what teams.
Sick. Chuji's been like bouncing their leg all through breakfast, and like once it's like time to start going, they pull Masami and Senku all the way to the fucking building.
Juji, we literally just ate. Save the energy for the fight.
I have energy to spare.
Oh my.
Come on, we'll make it.
Come on,
It's
let's
really
go.
Fine.
Can I at least take a drink to go?
If you're fast about it.
Oh my god.
I will say, even as you're here, there are people who are like looking over at you all like, are those the Radiant Winds? Oh my god, yeah. Aren't they the ones who were like involved in like the opera house? You guys probably want to get out of there pretty quick before people start like asking for autographs and slowing you down, right?
Yeah.
Senku quickly grabs something else to go and is like, let's go before they realize that we've gone.
But shouldn't we talk to them? Make friends with the press? Tell them...
Abso-fucking-lutely not.
Masami grabs a coffee and then goes, "We are leaving now."
Oh, well... I'll give you all my autograph later!
Oh no!
Don't promise them that, please.
So do you guys enter the Ruby Arena?
Yeah, Lolo has an autograph.
Maybe.
Is it his paw print?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. So, into the Ruby Arena you go. As you enter, the morning sun is like high in the air. I think it's at like just 11 a.m. right now. And it, like, as you enter, you can see in the center of the arena, there's like a lot of performers. They've got like those paper dragons, the big ones. It seems that there were some actors doing spectacles of previous Ruby Phoenix victories. As you're kind of like glancing around, you can see that there are countless people here. And you know that the Ruby Phoenix is going to be giving her speech soon. And then afterwards, about an hour later, the first match will begin. This is literally history in the making, you guys. Do you all take a seat in the VIP area with the other teams?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You take a seat. You're near the Biting Roses, Steps of the Sun, and Lightkeepers. And you all kind of like sit and chat with each other. Although, of course, the Lightkeepers are being edgy as ever. But eventually, you hear a voice speaking out loud. And it's not Haojin. It is a person that I think some of you may be familiar with, but not all of you. A human woman flies into the air above the arena. And she is flying by standing on a small cloud, surfing on it like it is a surfboard. She is a very peppy-looking young lady. You'd say maybe in her 30s, maybe. Wearing, of course, an iconic Ruby Phoenix emblazoned kimono. She has her hair in a bob cut, and she has a huge smile. Around the arena, there are these glass panels which seem to be magically projecting her image onto them. So even though she's very far away, you can see her up close as she speaks. And she calls out and she says, "Hello everyone and welcome to the 30th Ruby Phoenix Tournament!"
Woo!
People cheer and roar in excitement as this lady stands forward and she says, "My name is Tagada Emi, and I will be the MC for this tournament." Do any of you want to make a society or a society roll to see if you know this lady?
Sure.
All of you do know who Tagada Emi is. She is very famous around Goka because she is one of the most popular announcers for the dozens of Drake races at the Icefang Airy.
Oh.
So she has hosted more than her fair share of sporting events, both high profile and commonplace. She is very well known for her enthusiastic persona, which is also conveniently her natural disposition. She is bombastic, hyperbolic, unnecessarily descriptive, and she often fills in the gaps in action with open questions about the fighter's next moves or what they could be thinking. I think, Masami, you've probably actually witnessed her at smaller fighting tournaments over the years. So seeing her here announcing for you guys is kind of fun.
Masami didn't think to be in this situation.
Masami was like, "I'd love to find out more about these ninjas who are haunting my past." And now they're a celebrity.
No?
It's like that.
Tagada speaks out and she says, "I present to you all today, everyone, a living legend returned to Goka to oversee the first Ruby Phoenix tournament she's ever been here for. She is the Master of Fire, the Immortal Sorceress, the Ruby Phoenix! I give to you all, Lady Hao Jin!" And there is a blast of fire in the center of the arena, and standing in the ashes is the Ruby Phoenix herself.
She is so cool.
And she speaks with a voice that echoes across the arena. "People of Goka, 300 years ago, when I left the material plane, I instructed the Church of Abadar to give out my possessions to the most powerful fighters of the decade. Under my instructions, they performed the first Ruby Phoenix tournament. And faithfully, every 10 years for the last 300, they have given away many of my incredible artifacts. And now that I stand here before you all, I shall continue this tradition. This Ruby Phoenix tournament is unlike any to have come before it, for I am here to guide its rules. Every match, you will see two of the greatest fighting teams on all of Galarian face off against one another. There are 8 teams, and there will be 4 matches over the next 2 days to choose the winners and losers. However, losing once does not eliminate you from the tournament. Following the results of the first round, we will enter the second round with a winner's bracket and a loser's bracket. The winners of the loser's bracket will have a chance to return into the winner's bracket. And if they do, they will be able to return and enter the finals themselves. In the meantime, there will be several exhibition matches throughout the next few days, where these powerful teams will gain the chance to win even more powerful treasure, which will aid them in the tournament proper. These exhibition matches will follow unique and strange rules, acting less like regular combats and more like sporting events that I have witnessed on my multiversal travels. However, today we will have our first 4 matches to choose the winners and losers in the next brackets. The underdogs and the champions shall be selected. The first match. And she conjures up in her hand a ball of fire, and she plucks from it a scroll of paper with a name on it. And as that paper kind of like burns in front of her, it glows several letters. And she reads out and says, "The Radiant wins!"
Not even a break at first.
She gestures, and on the glass panels, your faces appear, and there's a cheer for you all. Hailing from around Tiansha, these 3 friends have aided countless people, gone on multiple adventures, and now stand ready to prove themselves worthy of the title of the greatest heroes on Golarion. And Haojin pulls out another scroll, reads from it, and says, "Versus Speakers to the Wind!"
Huh.
And it flashes the team of students from the Mwangi Expanse in the Magambia Academy. You see like Aquila Stormheel, Nala the Reed, Netir, Ovark, Strings on the River Aquila, and of course, teacher Mafika Iowari. And they all kind of stand and wave a little bit at the glass, and cheers go through the crowd.
Fuck yeah.
Haojin then reads out the other teams which will be battling against each other. Following this battle, the next one will be between Steps of the Sun and Liang Shen, Halspin the Stung, and Junseo all kind of stand. Junseo and Halspin stand. Shen remains seated. You can see that much as it's happening. They're right in front of you as this is happening, and I think Shen kind of turns and looks at you all with a face of like, I hate this. I don't want to do this.
I love him.
The Ruby Phoenix continues and says, "Fighting Steps of the Sun will be," and Haojin pulls out another name, "The Biting Roses."
No!
Uh-oh, Ritz.
This is so unfair!
Pick a favorite. Pick a favorite.
You're so fucking cruel and evil.
Yarika Mulandez, Altus Rodrivan, and Lantondo stand and wave, cheering a little bit. They're next to you,
Fuck.
so they're also pretty close to Steps of the Sun. And, you know, they kind of glance and wave at each other before everything continues, you know? Haojin says, "These will be today's 2 matches. Tomorrow, further matches will occur between the remaining teams. 7 days of combat and excitement await you all. And at the end, the champions of the Ruby Phoenix tournament will be crowned. I trust to see you all there. Speakers to the Wind and Radiant Winds, in 1 hour, your match begins." And she vanishes in the blast of flame, and everyone gets ready.
Chuji's so excited they literally cannot fucking stay still. They are kind of sad. It's not just me, because Chuji really likes Yarika. That's Chuji's homie right there. But Chuji also really likes Shen. You're so fucking evil and mean.
As the Ruby Phoenix is vanishing, Tagada Emi is, swaying the crowds over. You guys have an hour to prepare. But as you're, like, kind of getting down and, like, probably getting ready to go down to the changing rooms and put on the fighting costumes that you've had commissioned for you by Kazuhida, actually, Masami, someone catches your attention.
Okay. Whomst?
It's Hitomi of Clan Hasu. She's waving at you. The Kitsune geisha who works with the Golden League, and she's very much so trying to get your attention. She's like, "Over here.
Oh my.
You,
Okay.
over here. This way. Champions."
Masami remembers the last interaction that she had with the other 2, and they go, "You guys go on ahead. I have an associate who isn't supposed to be here to talk to."
Can Chuji see her?
She's not making herself stealthy.
Chiji looks at Masami and looks at the Kitsune lady and looks back at Masami, and they're like,
I'm not gonna throw the match if that's what you're thinking.
they put their hands up.
Just saying.
I told her no promises.
Just get her out of here.
Yeah.
I'll try to, but you will know she's a very persistent woman.
You make your way up to Hitomi.
Yes.
She's like, Masami, honey, it's time to go gambling.
Oh, Hitomi. I love you like you are my cool aunt.
Oh, that's I like that. That's good. But for real, but for real, I do want to at least fill you in on where you're supposed to go. You know, if you and your associates figure out our little deal a little better.
Supposed to, what is that supposed to mean? If this is a numbers game, you know for a fact that Hiroshi has taught me that numbers don't mean shit.
Okay, well, I just want you to know that we have a associate that I'd like to introduce you to. And even, you know what, Masami? Even if you don't accidentally lose your first match, I want you to at least meet her so that you know how to make a good bit of money throughout all this. And also us, perhaps. But mostly yourselves. And this one's completely legal. This one's completely above the board. It is totally legal to bet on your own matches so long as you don't bet about yourselves. I've looked it up.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how well can you look Hiroshi in the eyes and tell him about that?
Oh, I can say a 10 for sure.
And have him not think you're complete bullshit?
He always thinks honey, come on. You know me, it's Hitomi. At least let me introduce you to my associate.
Fine. Who is
Oh.
this?
Come with me. You bring your friends? Do you want to bring your friends?
After your last interaction and telling them to
Oh.
lose on account that they don't like losing? No.
Oh, but I'm sure you'll make bets for the group then.
Let's just say they have an image they need to keep up.
Okay, well, come with me. Kulmira! And she brings you into down to another woman who is also watching. She is a Wayang. She's very pointy. She's got like a pointy nose and long arms. She's size small and she's very thin and gangly. And she looks up at you, and you see that she is selling mushroom spikes. And she's like, Hitomi, I see you brought the fox one with you. What was your name, Masaru?
Masami?
Yes. Anyway, I assume you're not here to buy mushrooms, unless you'd like to.
Not before a fight, no.
Well, then the betting. I have a bookie business, which is sanctioned by the Island of Endless Dreams, so perfectly legal, all above board. I just want you to know that you and your friends are allowed to bet on any match that you're not in. And you stand to make yourselves quite a lot of money. The most I am legally allowed to accept is 2,000 gold worth of coin. And certain teams are more likely to win, and certain teams are less likely to win. If you vote on a team less likely to win, and they somehow win, then you will make a lot of money from it. And Hitomi puts a hand on your shoulders, and Sammy's like, doesn't that sound nice, making a lot of money? Of course, the Golden League makes commission from this as well, but doesn't that sound nice, Masami? And you have a lot of money because you've earned a lot of money recently from your contract with Golden Kabuto, right?
Yes, lots of money, lots of fame. People are fawning over me in the streets, yes.
Oh, well, honey, of course. You're so beautiful and perfect.
Let's get to the point. I have a fight.
There's another match today. This between, who was it? Steps of the Sun and the Biting Roses?
Yes.
Do you want to bet on that? Cubia, do you want to, should they bet on that? Oh yes, of course, definitely bet on it.
I don't know if I'm entirely comfortable betting on my friends who are fighting each other.
Oh,
I have made friends who tell me yes.
Hitomi makes a face like, oh. Consider them your co-workers.
Oh my god.
What do you say?
They're my friends. I say they're my friends. I don't know how comfortable I am betting on friends.
We'll give you some time to think about it. Oh, yes, a little bit of
Sure.
time. But just
Why
be sure
not?
to get in before, I think it's 2 p.m. That's when the next match happens. So before then, tell your friends about it. I'm sure they'll be interested.
Right, yeah, and I bet they... You know, I'm gonna have a lot of fun thinking about how you bet against me, cool aunt.
Oh. Well, Masami, if it makes you feel any better, I did manipulate the odds with Cubia here to make you the least likely team to win.
Excuse me!
Well, I'm just saying, you stand to make a lot of money if you know.
If we kick the bucket? No, what? Did you really think that I was that weak? Be honest.
Oh no, I don't think you're weak. I just think that you're maybe willing to make a fuck ton of cash.
Maybe when I was a teenager and I was actually stealing from people, but not now!
Well, I'm sorry you grew up this way, Masami.
Oh my god. Blame Hiroshi, he's the one who raised me.
Well, clearly, since you stopped doing it, he raised you right. But 2 p.m., keep it in mind. And Cubia nods, and if you're sure you don't want a mushroom stick?
I'm fine. I just had breakfast. Maybe afterwards, once I'm done processing this conversation.
Well, feel free to come down. And good luck. I'm sure you'll do amazingly, though I do want you to know that the odds are stacked against you in this match.
You are so lucky that you are family.
She pats your shoulder and waves you off, and Masami, you're able to return to the changing rooms with Sanku and Chuji.
They return, and both Chuchi and Senku can see that Masami has gotten a headache.
You look annoyed.
That bad?
She bet that we would just kick the bucket, that we had the lowest odds of succeeding. And
Well, that's just
she
untrue.
thought that I would care more about making money, which is something that I did when I was a teenager, but not now.
How little
I
does
was-
she know you?
She is my cool aunt. That's how I'll phrase it.
No offense, your aunt's kind of a bitch.
Yeah,
I mean,
a little
I
bit.
listen, you don't get a lot of family, like close-knit family in the Golden League unless you're part of that set family. And Hiroshi's is a little small right now, so
Well, Hiroshi's great.
oh, I know that he is. And I know that he raised me well because believe me, if first of all, if you met teenage me, like 15-year-old me, I absolutely would have scammed the shit out of everyone in here. No conscience.
You wouldn't see my cute face and not do it.
I would in a heartbeat.
Oh!
Lolo kind of bounced. Well, as you all know, I think a little bit of stealing is okay. However,
What? Why did you say that? Why did you say that?
sometimes Sanku actions speak louder than words.
What? Do you have pockets?
Wow. He spits out
He has a mouth.
He spits out some coins.
Ugh.
Where did you get
When
those?
did you get that?
What is wrong with you?
What I was saying, though, is everyone, time's ticking. We should really start getting ready. Are you all ready to rumble?
Fuck yeah.
Hold on. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get the headpiece on right.
Oh, that's right. We're supposed to be changing. Hang on a second.
Yeah, Masami, get in your
Ah,
fancy
fuck.
costume.
So, everyone, do you get ready and do you prepare for your for the first fight of the 30th Ruby Phoenix tournament?
No, I go home.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You forfeit.
So true.
Bye.
Sanku, Masami, and Chuji. The three of you sat in your changing room, prepared now as you wait. Until you hear an announcer's voice. Tagada Emi calls out and says, "All right, everyone! The clock has just struck noon. We bring to you the first match of the 30th Ruby Phoenix tournament. From the north comes the Radiant Winds, three adventurers from across the Tiansha, who have come together to prove that they are the strongest heroes of all time. She Chuji, a hard-hitting, quick-witted, and quick-paced martial artist who flows through stances like water flows through the river. Masami Takahara, a master of both the martial and mystic ways. A Magus Kitsune, who uses the power of shadow and stealth to overcome their enemies. And Sanku, Witch Prince of the Sea, descended from his patron, Lolo Sadagat, a mighty sea dragon with the power of the ocean on his side. Sanku channels the power of water to overcome his challenges. These are the Radiant Winds, our first team for you all today. And that's your cue, everyone. You walk out into the sunlight.
Yes.
Yep.
The three of you stride. And as you come into the public eye, you're not dressed like you normally are. Kazuhida sits in a VIP box nearby, and he nods at you all, smiling proudly of you. These costumes that he has commissioned are going to be your outfits for the fighting tournament itself. Can each of you tell me what you all look like right now?
Chuji is their outfit isn't too dissimilar from what they usually wear. They've got their sleeveless kind of skin tight tank top that they usually wear, but now they have just a single arm of samurai armor. It's their left arm, like from the shoulder to the wrist. They have plates of samurai armor over like a black sleeve that they are wearing. And of course, they have their wraps on both hands as well. On their right arm, they have a white rope tied around their upper arm. Instead of their like usual purple pants, they're wearing bright red ones with a kind of gold trimming at the bottom. They're wearing a tengugera, which are like kind of those wooden sandals, but it's only got one tooth on the bottom instead of two.
Okay.
And around their waist, they instead of their usual kind of golden rope, they're wearing an even thicker white one that ties into a bow in the back, and their talismans hang down from that instead now.
So Masami's isn't. Upon first glance, it's not super different from what they wear, but they have a bright orange dogi that has Kazuhida's company sigil on the back in white. Their halter top that was plain cloth before is replaced with a dragon scale chainmail one. Gauntlets with like upper arm armor. Their arms are also covered in a fingerless arm sleeve, like a really long glove that goes up to basically the shoulder. They actually have a mask over their face that is a snarling fox, and on their forehead is a hachigane that also has the emblem of Hida's company. For those of you who are unaware, the hachigane is the same protective headgear that they use in Naruto.
So basically, you've got real ninja vibes going on right now.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Like, okay, sure, Oni's mask, fucked up, evil people. Aesthetics of ninjas are pretty cool.
Oh, also, I forgot. They also have a cape that flows from their waist as well.
Ooh, very cool.
It is a full-length cape, like it goes all the way down to their ankles.
Okay. Shuji styling, Masami styling. Senku, what about you?
Senku's costume probably took a little bit longer because he's picky. Because I don't know if you know this, but he glamours his outfit every day. He decided to end up wearing... The top is... I don't know how else to describe this because I don't know all the words. It's like the top of a kimono, but instead of the sleeves being down, they're tied back the way that, like, workers would if they were wearing kimono, so that the actual sleeves aren't bothering you while you're actually doing things. And the bottom, he's wearing these, like, they're like puffy pants that stop, and then he's wearing, like, tight. I think they're called, you call them tabi, right?
Yes.
That's the shoes that he's wearing. And on his waist, he's got, like, a really thick braided rope that's tied into, like, a bow in the front. And he's got samurai's armor, but just on his waist. Just the waist part. Nothing else. Mm-hmm. And instead of his regular crown, he's got, you know, when you wear a samurai's helmet, there's, like, a crescent part? He's wearing that for Kazuhida's, like, company instead of his usual crown.
As you all stand out, all wearing kind of like red tinted, I think. Like that's a lot, like that's this team's color right now. With Senku having more of like that coral peach, I think, right?
He's just blue, so if it was exactly red, it would look very strange for him. So they had to play around with it, but yeah, it's like coral pink.
All of you stand, and the crowd cheers for you, and the eyes of Tiansha and of history are on you. How are you all feeling as you stand in the middle of this arena, ready to put on a fight like no other?
Chuji looks good, and they feel even better.
Excited, nervous, you know? It's their first fight of the tournament.
Masami is ready to prove a bit wrong.
And as this is all happening, Tagada kind of like flies above you all, and she says, "And now, hailing from the Mwangi Expanse far to the west, comes a group of students and their mighty teacher. I give you Speakers to the Wind! Adventurers from the esteemed Magambia, an academy of magic which reinvented the art of magic following the Age of Darkness. Each of these students represents one of the branches here. Strings on the river in Kila, an Anadi who speaks through web script, and a member of the Emerald Boughs, a branch focused on communication. Netir, a half-elf divination wizard who represents the Cascade Bearers, students of the magic and the arcane. Nala the Reed, a Gripply storyteller who hails from the Uzunjati, a branch focused on preserving culture through folktales. Ovar, a draconic witch who comes from rain scribes, analysts and mathematical prodigies. Aquila Stormheal, a halfling shapeshifter who comes from the Tempest Sun Mages who focus on martial prowess. And their teacher, Mafika Ayuwari, a lecturer at the Magambia, and their guide through the Ruby Phoenix tournament. These are the Speakers to the Wind, our second team for you all today. Teams, enter the center of the field, shake hands, and get ready to fight!
Okay.
The Speakers of the Wind step forward. And they all look pretty excited to be here with you.
Yeah, Senku's excited that it's them and not like a certain team.
Again.
Netir kind of smiles as you all step forward, and he says, "Well, I'm personally very excited to have to be able to face off against you. It feels like just yesterday we were fighting at the Phoenix Challenge."
Doesn't it?
Netir catches your face, Chuji, remembers how he totally fucked you over, and looks away in embarrassment.
No, Chuji smiles and laughs, and they're like,
I'm excited.
Nala the Reed, the Gripply Magus, hops forward and she ribbits and says, "Well, personally, I think this will be a story that we'll be able to tell for generations. isn't this the kind of thing that, like, goes down in history? It's incredible to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Aquila Stormheal, the halfling, she crosses her arms and says, well, this time I'm actually going to be able to put my skills to the test. Last time, someone screwed me over by flying to the top immediately.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ovark kind of like punches his hands together, and his draconic familiar flaps his wings and says, well, personally, I'm just really, really pumped to be able to fight against you. You're such an amazing team, and it's going to be really, really great to meet you all in combat. Yeah.
Well, at the very least, we can finally see each other in combat, learn a thing or two. Let this be a lesson to all of you.
Yeah, I want to see what you guys got.
Inkila kind of weaves together some words from her webs, and it says, good luck, everyone. You're going to need it. And Teacher Iowari stands back. And you know that Teacher Iowari doesn't actually do much of the fighting. So far, in all the fights you've seen him in, he's always kind of just been in the back telling the others what to do. But he nods and he says, I trust you'll all give it your all as well, right?
Of course.
Obviously.
Good. I would have it no other way. And he bows. I think we're ready to fight. Wins, are you ready to fight?
Yes.
Yep.
And so are the speakers to the wind. Tagada Emi flies above. The Hao Jin and Nyan Fei watch from their thrones. And Emi says, all right, and 3, 2, 1, ready, fight! And everyone, I want you all to roll initiative.
Dice will roll will return after these messages. We now return to Dice will roll.
So, top of the order is Strings on the River Inkila. And Inkila is wielding a sword, a hook sword specifically. And she kind of like narrows her eyes, and then she's going to use her special ability, Clear the Rain. She's gonna stride twice, and she's gonna get up right behind you, Chuji. She's gonna actually push through your space to get there.
Oh shit.
And that is a 32. Does a 32 beat your reflex DC?
It does not beat it.
Okay, she tries to tumble through your space and get in behind you, but Chuji, you actually react too quickly, and you like block her from going behind you. And silently, she kind of like narrows her eyes a little bit before she swings her hook sword at you, Chuji. And that is a 39 to hit.
39 hits.
Okay. So that is going to be 15 damage, Chuji, as she swings this magic sword into you. And it cleaves. And youch!
Youch. Ow.
And then she kind of takes a second, and she's going to try again. Make another attack roll against you. Is a 31 against you.
31 does not hit.
Okay. Next in the order is gonna be Aquila Stormheal, the halfling. And Aquila, she inhales for a second, and then she exhales, and then she puts on a mask. And this is a wooden mask that is carved to look like a leopard.
Ooh.
And that mask melds into her face.
Oh shit.
And then she surges forward, and that is no longer a halfling. It's a fucking leopard. There is now an actual fucking leopard on the battlefield.
Okay.
And she is going to make a powerful leap. She's going to jump directly at you, Masami, and with a roar, the leopard is going to try to attack you. So that is going to be a 27 to hit, Masami.
That's a crit fail, dude.
Oh my god! What?
Yeah, mine is 37. Get fucked, idiot.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Well, as this leopard lunges at you, unfortunately, you kind of like jump back a little bit, and I don't think the leopard was expecting this to happen. Aquila is going to be flat-footed for a turn.
Oh, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have.
Because she lands kind of awkwardly in front of you. It is Ovark's turn. Okay, everyone, Unfortunately, it's time for Dragon Magic! He raises a hand, and he's gonna cast Haste on Strings of the River in Keela. A loud, kind of like almost trumpet sound erupts, like a war horn calling in Keela's battle, and she starts to kind of like vibrate slightly, and she doesn't say anything. She's got her hands full with this hook sword, but she kind of grins, and she's looking directly at you, Chuji, which is like, uh-oh. And Ovark is gonna take a step back. Sanku, it's your turn. Speakers of the Wind stand before you. Strings of the River in Keela is battling against Chuji. Aquila Stormheel is a leopard who is battling against Masami. And then the others are all kind of clumped at the back. What do you do?
Something that's so awesome is that they're all clumped together, basically.
Yeah, they haven't had time to disperse yet.
Things can be so awesome. Especially when I have Coral Eruption.
Oh, okay. So what happens? What are you doing?
I am going to make a 10-foot burst of coral, like razor-sharp coral growth, for them to erupt from the ground, to make a really dangerous coral reef.
And that catches every single one of the Speakers of the Wind, huh?
Uh-huh.
You actually get 2, so you can put another burst down somewhere else if you like.
You know what? Do I so he's gonna put it behind him.
So behind you guys?
Yeah, behind us.
Okay, interesting. Why are you putting it behind? What's the?
So they can't flank us.
You are. Take a hero point.
Thank you.
That's really smart.
That's pretty. That's hot of you. You're so sexy.
I do this for you guys.
Okay, coral erupts from the ground in front of you and behind you, Sanku, as you slam your staff into the ground, and you can see that the others are all kind of like stunned by this. So they're gonna roll. Strings on the River in Keela succeeds just about. Aquila is gonna fail. Netir also fail. Nala the Reed gets a success. Ovark fails. And Teacher Ayawari, who was just standing in the back. Come on, man.
Sorry, he was there.
That is a success just about.
Okay.
So it looks like the ones who fail are Netir, Ovark, and Aquila.
Okay.
So roll me that damage.
28 damage.
To each of them. Jesus!
Mm-hmm. And don't forget that they'll take 3 piercing damage for every time they move.
Uh-huh. Ain't that just swell?
Tee.
This coral erupts from beneath them, and they all kind of yell in surprise, stumbling back. I don't think any of them have seen you do this before, so that catches them by surprise. Next in the order is Mafika Ayawari.
Sorry, Ayawari.
Mafika Ayawari, he stumbles back a little bit, and he's going to immediately leave, because he's not doing that. But he sighs a little bit, and he says, "Well, everyone, so far I've humbly guided you, but unfortunately, the time for guidance has passed. Now is the time for action." The motherfucker shrugs off his robe.
Yo!
The most muscular piece of meat you have ever seen.
Stop it.
This old man is ripped.
I'm sorry. Am I looking at Uncle Iroh right now?
He literally has a 6-pack.
Shut up.
He is like
Mwangi Uncle Iroh.
He is genuinely, it is impressive. And he raises his staff in the air, and he starts channeling up some magic. And lightning is going to charge through it, and then he throws that lightning at you guys. And that is going to be a chain lightning, everyone. Roll me reflex. Starting with Senku, and then going through Truji, and then going into Masami.
No.
What the fuck do you mean, no?
I think I'm going to counterspell.
Dave,
Yes.
my beloved husband. My boyfriend.
Very. Yes.
Go fuck yourself.
Lovingly.
It's an anti-magic rune, and I can cast counterspell with it.
Yeah, okay. So, Sanku, as this lightning arcs through the air at you all, as it goes through you, strange symbols glow on your outfit, And you're going to need to make me a nature check. Actually, you're going to need to roll me a d20 plus 26.
35.
Okay, Sanku, it works. You asshole. The lightning, it touches you. It blasts into you, but then it disperses harmlessly out from your armor. And I think Ayuari looks almost surprised before he nods as, huh. Most excellent, Sanku. Most excellent indeed. And as this is happening, by the way, a cheer erupts through the crowd. And I'm going to tell you all the mechanic.
Oh, yeah?
When you do something extremely cool, can be limited. It includes multiple things like getting a crit, knocking someone out within 2 turns, or in this case, doing something just extremely cool. The crowd is going to cheer for you. And when that happens, you have a +1 to all your rolls for 1 turn. For the whole team.
That's awesome.
Sanku, as you dispel this thing, you hear the crowd erupt in applause because that was really cool. You just took up this spell like it was nothing and got rid of it, and the crowd roars for you. And I think all of you feel your ego being boosted by that.
Everybody, look out! Chuji's ego. It's grown too big.
Chuji, it's your turn. They're cheering for you guys.
Chuji grows 5 sizes that day.
Start of your turn. What stance are you in?
Oh yes. I'm in Stoked Flame stance.
Okay, going for a reliable.
Yes, reliable. Specifically because I want to do something. Like David, my dearest, said, they are all kind of clumped together.
Okay.
Oh wait, I want to try something new. Never mind. I'm not in Stoked Flame stance.
What are you in?
Get fucked. I'm in Powder Punch stance.
Okay, so Chuji, you dig your hand into your pocket and you pull out some gunpowder and kind of crunch it into your fist for a second, and your fists are blackened. What are you doing?
Chuji's gonna take 2 actions to Thunderclap.
And what's Thunderclap exactly?
The Thunderclap is a 15-foot cone attack that I can do that deals 3d6 sonic damage.
It's more than that.
Oh yeah, it's more than that actually. Because of the powder that Chuji has on their hands from being in Powder Punch stance, when they clap them together, they make this 15-foot cone of explosion.
Holy shit. Okay. Okay, so that's gonna catch Strings on the River Aquila, Aquila Stormhill, and Netir.
Yes.
Okay, and they all need to make a fortitude save, right?
Uh-huh. And they need to beat 35.
So Strings on the River Aquila succeeds. Netir
Does not.
does not. And Aquila Stormhill, who is, I remind you, a leopard right now.
And flat-footed.
And flat-footed, 37.
37. Okay, so Strings on the River Aquila and Aquila Stormhill both save. It's gonna be 13d6 sonic damage.
Holy shit, okay.
And in total that's 45 damage.
Okay, so Netir's gonna take the full blast. Aquila and Strings are both gonna take half. Shuji, you bury your hands in gunpowder and then clap in their face, and this eruption of sound blasts into all of them as they all kind of gasp and are sent stumbling backwards. And Aquila doesn't say anything. Aquila roars, and then Netir in the very back says, "Hey, what the hell, man? Ow! Oh, my ears! Oh!"
Sorry about it.
You have 1 action left, Chuji.
Chuji's going to punch Strings on the River Aquila.
Okay. Decker.
35.
35 is going to be a hit. Roll damage.
That's going to be 19 damage.
Plus 1 fire damage because Powder Punch stance does give you that.
And this is
Oh,
where
yes.
I raise my hand.
Yeah? What's up? Oh my
Opportune
god.
backstab.
Oh my fucking god!
No one's gonna fucking use up my reaction right now. Are you kidding me? Opportune backstab.
Okay, so as Chuji is punching into Aquila, you jump forward and attack as well.
There is an opening made when she fucking stumbles back from the punch, and that is a crit. 49.
Oh my god! 49! Masami, remember that they're cheering for you. That's a 50.
Yeah.
That's a 50 to hit.
50.
And when you get a crit, the crowd cheers! So roll this damage and let's figure out how this all looks, you guys.
And the crit damage is 40.
40 plus 20, that's 60 damage to Strings in total. You guys jump Strings, and the crowd is roaring, and you hear up above as Tagada's kind of narrating. She's like, Chuji and Masami Takahara have teamed up on Strings on the River in Kila. The poor Nadi is stuck in the middle of coral created by Sanku, and then got punched by a blast of gunpowder and jumped on by Masami. Will the Nadi be able to recover, or could this spell doom for Speakers to the Wind? And Strings kind of stumbles back, and again, they can't speak right now, their hands are full, but they do shake their heads, smile at you like, oh. And, Shuji, is that your turn?
Yeah.
It's gonna be Netir's turn now. Netir calls out and says, everyone, open your eyes! See through mine! And everyone's eyes begin to glow as he casts True Target. Everyone's going to have advantage on their next attack rolls against you all. And he's also going to step out of the fucking coral eruption, because Jesus Christ. Masami, it's your turn. Standing before you, Strings on River in Kila and Aquila Storm. Aquila is a leopard, Strings is injured. The crowd is cheering for you, you have a +1 to all your rolls.
So the funny thing, right? The funniest, the damnedest thing is that they're all spellcasters.
They're at least magical teamed. It seems that Strings on the River in Kila, considering they just ran up to you with a sword, may not be a spellcaster. But certainly, there's a lot of casters here.
Well, that still makes 5 casters, even if I'm not targeting her specifically, right?
Oh.
7th level, Distracting Shatter.
How does this look? How do you cast this?
So I think this is a bit of a different flavor for when they first cast it. Their shadow emerges into a circle from them as the epicenter, and once the arena within like a 30-foot burst is cast in shadow, there's like ghosts, shades that come up and start speaking.
Okay. Well, as this is happening, I think everyone is going to need to make that will save, right?
Yes, everyone except for Strings.
So, Aquila got a nat 1.
Ooh.
That's going to be affecting her for 1 minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
Netir got a failure.
3 rounds.
Okay. Teacher Ayawari, 34. That's a pass.
That is actually a pass, because that's my spell DC.
Okay. Ovark, also a pass.
Passed.
And Nala the Reed.
Oh, crit succeed, unaffected.
20. Yeah, Nala, I think, as this is happening, they look around and says, oh, I've seen plenty of ghosts in my time, and I know which ones are real and which ones aren't. Nice try, right? Oh, no. She says she looks at her friends who are all kind of like stumbling.
For their last action, they are gonna go into Arcane Cascade. And wouldn't you know,
Oh my fucking god.
I also have Arcane Shroud. This is an illusion spell that I just cast, so Masami goes invisible.
Okay, Masami, you fade from sight, and as you do so, you hear Emmy kind of call out again. It looks like Masami Takahara has vanished from the field! Where could they have gone? What kind of strange magic are they using? The crowd's eating this up, by the way. It is Nala's turn. Nala, unfortunately, got a nat 1, and I think they're going to cast Dimension Door. And that's going to be their entire turn. But they're not going to move through this coral eruption as Sanku has put around them. Nala kind of inhales, exhales, and as she's clutching this massive axe in her hand, she's going to just teleport from where she is through a hole in the floor and then reappear right beside you, Sanku. And she's panting a little as hey, Sanku!
Oh, hi!
Next in the order is Strings on the River in Kila. Strings, I remind you, is hasted right now. They're going to try push again through you, Chuji.
I deck the shit out of him.
Say it ain't so.
31 is not going to get through your space, right?
No.
And a 33 is a hit. Roll damage.
18.
Okay. Strings is going to take another 18 damage.
And guess who also has attack of opportunity?
Motherfucker!
That's a 35.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
19.
Youch. And they try to get through your space, Chuji, but I think basically, like, she tries to rush through you, but Chuji, you interpose and, like, push her back, and then Masami, out of nowhere, also attacks. Masami, you're no longer invisible when that happens.
Alright, Masami reappears.
But you do sneak attack damage because they could not see you.
Yup. Oh wait, that means another d6.
That's right. Another d6, please.
It's 5, so that's in total 24 damage.
Jesus. Strings kind of grunts a little bit and then exhales, and they're just going to try attack at you, Chuji.
Okay.
34 to hit.
She does not. She does not hit.
She's going to back up from you all. She's going to take damage from moving through the coral, but that's fine. That's going to be 12 more damage to her, but it's better than being right up to you all. And you can see that they're looking pretty badly hurt. Aquila Stormheal! Aquila, now seeing that your guard is dropped, is going to take this opportunity to move behind you all without being, got. So, Masami, this jaguar kind of like rushes out to the side of you and is going to make another attack at you.
Alright.
And that's going to be a 32 to hit.
Nope.
Okay, you deflected this jaguar that's lunging at you, and then the jaguar lunges again. That's a
Ooh.
nat fucking 20, my friend.
Nat 20. Yeah, that's it.
The fucking leopard lunges on you, claws at you, and bites down, and that is going to be 36 damage to you total. And as this is happening, you hear Emmy saying, "But not to be outdone! The speakers to the wind retaliate with a leopard attack!" And the crowd is now cheering for them. So watch out. They're going to be a little more dangerous this turn. It's Ovark's turn. Ovark kind of like holds up his hand in the air. "Okay, you guys, let's go for it again!" And he's going to cast Heal on Ankyla. So that's going to be 2-action Heal on Ankyla.
Did he get affected by...
He did get affected by it. You're right.
Yep.
So he's going to need to make me... Is it a flat check?
Yes, DC 5 flat check.
Okay, a 15. He stumbles for a second as he's saying the magic words to cast Heal. But Masami, you can see that he's pushing through. He's okay. He's got it. He knows his incantations. Even with these shadows whispering in his ear. Regardless, that's going to be 47 healing to Strings on the River. Life-giving energy pulses from his hand into his ally. Then Ovark turns back to all of you. He looks at you, Sanku, and he says, "And now I will discern your secrets!" And he's going to use the Discern Secrets Hex. He's using witch stuff on you.
Hey.
He is going to basically roll to recall knowledge against you.
Okay.
That's going to be a 41. That's going to pass your DC, Senku. So Ovark's eyes widen, and he reads you like a book. It's like your entire life is unfolding before his glowing eyes.
Oh, good lord.
Oh boy.
He basically gets to learn something about you every turn that he sustains, and he calls out, kind of like in a voice that isn't his own, as something speaks through him with his witch powers. "Beware the Undyne! His scales harden, and he is resistant to the power of bludgeoning."
How in the heck?
Lolo's on your shoulder, and he says, "Sanku, watch out. That other dragon familiar seems to be giving him deep secrets. You'll need to be careful."
Thank you, Lolo.
You got 3 actions.
Senku's going to move, I think, for this first action. He's moving, so he's still in Natla's range. But you know what? He's just in like a perfect position to cast Hydraulic Push immediately.
Okay. Oh god! Yeah, that's gonna hit Nala, and it's gonna hit Netir off in the distance as well, huh?
I did not realize that.
It's a line.
But
It's a 60
oh
foot
yes!
line. It will hit Nala, and it'll hit Netir.
Oh yes!
But it'll also push Nala into the Coral Eruption, yeah.
That is exactly what I wanted to do. How's a 38 work against both of them?
Well, 38's gonna hit Nala for sure, and definitely hit Netir as well.
That is 50 damage.
To both of them?
Yes.
Oh my god! Sanku, your blast of water torrents across the map, and the crowd gasps in glee. Tagada Emmy calls out and says, "A nice solid hydraulic push from Senku, Witch Prince of the Sea, knocking a domino effect, pushing Nala Reed into the Coral Eruption, and removing Netir from the fight, pushing him backwards even further." It's Mafika Ayawari's turn now. Ayawari exhales and he says, "I've had quite enough of this coral now. Everyone, focus on taking out the Witch Prince, and then once that's accomplished, focus on the two melee combatants."
Oh my god.
Spellcatchers first. They're really strong and they have a lot of AoE. It makes sense.
Don't seem happy with this.
Mafika Ayawari raises a hand and casts Dispel Magic. Sanku, he's trying to remove your Coral Eruption.
Mm-hmm.
So Sanku, does a 36 beat your spell DC?
No.
What level was your Coral Eruption?
That was a 6th level.
Okay, 6th level. Well, even if he fails his roll against you, Sanku, because your spell is a lower level than his Dispel Magic, he erases it anyway.
Oh.
He kind of wipes his hand, and as he does, it's like the Coral Eruption is being erased by, like, on a whiteboard, you know? It just vanishes.
Well, that's rude.
Just like that, Mafika Iwari starts running towards you, Sanku, staff at the ready.
Oh god!
He is up in your space, and he's ready to fight you.
Oh my god!
He's raising his staff, but he's not able to hit you yet, because he's still charging up to you.
Imagine this old buff man just charging a twink.
No! No!
Dude, I'm pretty sure I've watched that video before. Shuji, it's your turn.
I'm
Terry!
gonna pretend you didn't say that.
You're evil!
Shuji enters into Stoic Flame stance this turn,
Okay.
specifically because they are going to Blazing Streak.
Okay. You're gonna run around and try grab everyone?
Oh yeah,
Okay, go for it.
the first on the list is Nala.
Okay.
42.
42 is going to be a hit, roll damage.
It'll be 17 damage to Nala.
Shuji, you deck into Nala as you charge. And as you're going, Emmy calls down and says, "And that's a blazing streak from Chuji!" Chuji, who's next?
Chuji's going for Inkila next.
Okay. And Keela's eyes widen as you rush towards her. She's like, "Oh man."
Chuji's like, I'm not done with you yet. Oof, it's 32.
32 is actually going to be a hit.
23.
Okay, 23 damage. Okay, as you surge, right? And there's like embers in your wake as you're running. And she is knocked back, she's not looking well.
Yeah, I get to stride again and hit one more time. So I'm gonna stride just over here. Nothing in my beloved. My beloved.
Netir sees you coming and is like, "Oh dear."
32.
That's a hit, roll damage.
25.
Yikes! Netir is not looking well. Shuji, he's already been knocked back by this hydraulic push and like smacked around a little bit, but Shuji, you are blasting into him. And he stumbles like, "Listen, I'm sorry about the dimension door."
Hey, I'm not mad. Anymore.
It's Netir's turn. And
I didn't realize how cute Netir is.
Netir stumbles back a little bit. Even though their teacher said to take out Sanku, he's a little bit worried here. He's gonna shadow blast you, Shuji. You're way too close.
Is he
for it.
though? 3 rounds of distracting chatter on this boy, remember?
Let's see if he's able to get through these magic words.
He's not. He
He's
can't.
not able to. Okay, Shuji, as he's stumbling, he stumbles back a little bit, and his eyes start to go like hazy black as he conjures up a spell, and he's like, Mafika, ow! Don't that noise! And he's not able to finish the spell, so he loses that spell slot. And I think he's going to just try punch you, Shuji. Shuji does a 22.
Oh, he's just a magic boy. He can't punch.
He's been doing some training, but it's not enough.
Poor boy.
Against a martial artist?
Yeah. He overthinks it. Chuji, you've got +2 to your AC until the end of your next turn, because from attacks from him at least. And that's his turn. Masami, it's you. It looks like they're going to try charging Senku. You've got Aquila here, but you can see that everyone's getting ready to run the witch rings. What do you do?
They're going to do a spell strike then against Aquila.
Okay, go for it.
That's a crit. 49.
What is the attack? Describe this for me.
They have lightning charged up in their Chokuto, and they are going for a spell strike chain lightning. They see that people are are trying to go up against Senku. They're gonna try to stop it.
So let's do this damage real fast. That's gonna hit Aquila really hard for double damage for chain lightning and double damage for the weapon. So hit me first.
Okay, so that would be a crit on the weapon. Weapon crit is 54.
Jesus.
Along with the chain lightning. Holy fuck. That's 65 damage. Double
Times
of 65 times 2, which is
130 damage.
Yep, 130.
Masami, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You did 189 damage in one go?
They're gonna hurt their boy.
Masami, your sword clashes into Aquila, and as it clashes into this leopard, lightning charges through her and then explodes out of her from all angles into the rest of the party, and the crowd roars. Holy shit! As lightning is charging through everyone, Tagada Emi calls out, Masami Takahara with a chain lightning spell strike, one of their signature attacks, but they've completely and utterly evaporated Aquila's Stormheal! Could this be the beginning of the end for Speakers to the Wind? Masami, everyone else is make reflex saves now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Even them
Holy
rolls.
shit. Come on, Nettier. Come on, Nettier. You can do it, bud. You got
Come on,
this.
buddy. Come on, buddy. Oh,
Okay,
he succeeds.
success.
He succeeds.
He takes half damage.
Half. Okay.
Half of what was that? Half
That-
of 65?
Yeah.
Nettier has 10 HP left.
Well,
Strings on the river in Keela. That's gonna be a failure. They're gonna take 65 damage. Ovark, success.
Okay.
He'll take half damage.
Okay.
Nala, that's a failure. 65 damage to Nala. And
Okay.
finally, Mafika Ayawari.
Okay.
Nat fucking 20.
Damn, this old man don't play.
What happens is, as this lightning erupts into the rest of the students, Teacher Ayawari turns and he fucking like crouches and then leaps, and there's a quadruple like tumble backflip, dodging around and then landing back in the same position he was, completely unharmed, still running towards you, Senku.
Oh my.
And even though it's disrupting the party, Teacher Ayawari is using his years of experience as a professor at the Magambia to good use as he dodges around this lightning with impossible speed. Maybe the Radiant Winds have met their match in this teacher. So everyone's gonna have a +1 on their next turn to all their rolls, because holy shit.
Holy shit.
It's Nala to Reed's turn.
Wait, was that? Did I use another action? I don't think I did. I
Oh.
only used a spell strike.
Oh my god. Okay,
I only used a spell strike.
Okay, Masami, you've got one more action.
I do. Oh man. Oh. Okay. All right. Casting Dimensional Assault.
Oh, motherfucker.
Immediately in front of Strings on the River and Keeler.
Oh no.
Their attack that actually misses.
Okay.
32.
Wait, no, Masami.
What?
Masami.
What?
isn't it a 33?
It's a 33. Wait, that's a 33. Yeah, it's a 33.
Her AC is 33. that the cheering crowd pushes you. You don't like being perceived, Masami.
They don't.
But you gotta admit, it's kind of fucking great to have crowds cheering for you. That's gonna be a hit. It was gonna be a miss, and the crowd turned it into a hit. Roll damage as you appear and lunge for Inkila.
That's a 27.
You're fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
She has 27 HP.
Yo!
Masami, after like erupting through Aquila, you turn, you teleport, you dash forward, strike into Aquila, and she stumbles backwards. And she is KO!
And then after they land for Dimensional Assault, they go invisible.
What?
Dimensional Disappearance.
What?
Class feat.
What's it?
Oh my
You
god.
just go invisible after Dimensional Assault?
You take advantage of teleportation to better hide your position. When you cast Dimensional Assault, you're affected by an Invisi spell at the end of the teleport. I can choose not to do it, but I choose to do it this time.
So really like a ninja. Ovak is like looking over at, like he's like looking over at Sanku, and then he like hears Inkila like wail out in pain, and he turns and Inkila's on the floor, and there's no one there. He's like, huh? What? It's Nala's turn. Nala exhales and says, "Follow Teacher Iowari's plan, everyone!" And she is going to rock hop towards you, Sanku, and once she's there, she's going to make a spell strike against you. So that's going to be a soul strike. She's going to bring her axe down into you with a nat 20.
Well,
So that's
A nat 20?
uh-oh. So that's going to be
Okay.
Sanku 28 slashing damage. Times 2, that's 56 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then that's going to be disintegrate. So you're immediately going to be affected by a nat 20 disintegrate.
oh no, that's...
So that's going to be
Uh-oh.
78 plus
Can you tell me how much damage I take at once is what I need to know.
Sanku is more than 168 HP, so you are knocked unconscious.
Okay.
The crowd cheers as you are knocked down, and Nala stands over you like, okay, sticking to the plan! And as you go down, Sanku, Lolo's above you like, no, Sanku! Now's not the time!
She starts fucking slapping him in the face.
And Tagada Emi says, and just like that, Aquila Stormhill, Strings on the River Aquila, and Sanku, Witch Prince of the Sea are taken out! How will either team survive now? So this is lesson great. Next in the order is gonna be Ovak. And Ovak does not know where you are, Masami.
Tis true.
So what he's gonna do, Masami says, okay, so you like to be invisible, huh? Well, how about this? Glitter Dust! And he's gonna cast Glitter Dust on you.
Okay.
And you need to make me a reflex save as he tries to basically glitter bomb everyone in the area around him to see if you're nearby.
Crit success, 47.
As he casts this, he looks around and says, they're not here! Teacher Iowari, what's next?
Meanwhile, Masami literally right next to him, trying so hard not to laugh.
Iowari turns and says, take out the monk! Once we've got the monk down, the Magus won't be able to last long on their own. And Ovark nods and says, okay, alright. And I think he's just gonna cast Discern Secrets on you against Shuji. This time he's trying to unfold your life and understand about you.
He could fucking try.
Okay, that's a 40, which will be a success. Shuji, he looks at you and his eyes are glowing white as he understands you on a level that you can't even begin to perceive. And he says, aside from the stances that they've already shown us, they also have access to jellyfish stance, which will allow them to hit people who are further away than normal. And Netir's like, oh great, so even if I run, I'm screwed.
Yep.
It's Teacher Iowari's turn. Teacher Iowari is going to run directly towards you, Chuji. And in the process is going to run past Masami.
Alright, yep, I think it's time. Attack of opportunity.
Okay, go for it.
Wow, that is a miss. Of 35.
Okay, yeah, you swing, but he doesn't even see you as he's running towards Chuji. You are no longer invisible as
Yep.
you reveal yourself. And poor Ovark nearly screams like, ah!
Masami turns to him and winks, says, gotcha, didn't I?
He doesn't know what to say. Chuji, as he is running towards you, he's going to cast True Strike, so he's going to have advantage on this attack. He's going to attack you twice. He did roll a nat 1.
Suck my dick, old man.
Good thing he used True Strike, because he's going to use the higher roll next.
He's so fucking lucky.
33.
33 is a fail.
Better than what could have happened otherwise.
It's true, he was gonna fucking
Yeah.
die upon impact.
Chuji, it is your turn. You're good. Sanku is KO.
Yeah, Chuji looks like at Senku, Family Guy posed on the ground, and back at Nethir, who's like shitting himself, like weighing their options, and just so quickly, it's so casual. Chuji like bops Nethir in the nose.
You really didn't need to get a nat 20, like a fucking critical hit here.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
Chuji doesn't know their own strength.
The crowd cheers at Chuji as you fucking roll this damage.
It's not even necessary. The man has 10 health.
18 times 2.
36. Nethir is knocked KO, and the crowd cheers. And Emmy calls out, "It's getting down to the wire now." Chuji knocks out Nethir. But what's this? Where are they going? They're ignoring the other combatants.
Chuji flies right past Ayuari, and right up to Senku and Lolo. And Chuji hands, or takes out of their bag a greater healing potion.
Okay. And you try into Lolo's hands, and Lolo's like, "What's this for? What am I supposed to do with this?"
Put it in his mouth.
Gosh! Emmy calls out and says, "It looks like Chuji's trying to resuscitate Sanku. Can it be done? Is it possible?" Masami, it's your turn.
Okay. So they see a slight predicament they're in. Pulling out all the stops. They're just gonna cast a spell. They're not gonna go... Wait, 2 actions for a spell strike, and I refresh my spell strike. What am I doing? They're gonna go for a spell strike against the teacher.
Okay, going for Ayawari, go for it.
36, probably miss.
Well, because you critted last turn and you're being cheered, that's actually gonna be a hit. Again, just as AC.
Oh my goodness, okay. Then the damage for this man is 17.
Okay.
And he is going to be hit with Uncontrollable Dance.
Oh god!
It's not a will save. I don't think he actually has a will save against this because I'm just fucking hitting him.
Okay, what's Uncontrollable Dance do?
The target is overcome with an all-consuming urge to dance. For the duration of the spell, the target is flat-footed and can't use reactions. While affected, the creature can't use actions with the move trait except to dance, using the stride action to move up to half its speed.
Jesus! Okay.
Oh my god.
And because
Sure.
I hit him, I'm pretty sure that it's a failure? Question mark?
It's just a failure. For 1 minute, he's gonna be fucked like this. And
Yep.
he must spend at least 2 actions each turn dancing?
Yes.
What? Holy shit, you really said fuck you to casters.
Masami said, "Alright, you're the strongest one here, and I know that. You're gonna be dancing for a bit. Sorry, sir."
As this hits him, he kind of stumbles and oh, and then as he like rights himself, he really rights himself. He twirls to the side, he's like, "What's that? Oh, most clever." And he kind of spins.
He does a little spinning dance.
Sorry, sir, I have to take you out of the fight somehow.
And Omar's like, "Sir, teacher, should we go for them instead?" And Hayuar says, "Focus your attention on the Vegas."
Alright, I got their attention.
Sanku, it's your turn. Now, normally this is where I would make you make a death saving throw.
Tank was a little nap time.
Well, it's a good thing you've got a little friend. Lolo is independent, so it's a good thing you have the independent feature. Because he gets 1 turn and he's like... And he pours a healing potion down your legs. Chuji, how much healing is that?
It's 68 plus 20.
Okay, and how much is that going to be?
48.
You are resuscitated! You have 3 actions and you're awake! And Nala looks down on you in horror like, "Oh god, no! Ah!"
Sanku kind of like gasps awake and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna just do this now." And I think Sanku is gonna use something that I was gonna save for another fight.
Okay.
You see, Lolo get big now.
Lolo get big now?
Lolo turn into a dragon now.
What are you doing?
I'm casting dragon form on him.
Oh my god.
And you're using Monsters Familiar, one of the Witches Plus things made by the best writer in the world, Dari Luttrell.
Yeah.
What a plug.
So, Sanku, as you as you hold up a hand once per day, you transform your familiar into a terrible creature, unleashing the true fury of your patron upon your foes. And you cast dragon form not on yourself, but on him. There's like a flash of like storm clouds from around him, and then emerging from the haze comes a truly terrifying monster. A real fucking sea dragon. Size huge, genuinely like looking like a scary monster. As he roars, sea mist comes from his mouth, and he says, "You've all made a grave mistake by threatening my boy."
Do I need to use an action to give him the actions to do things?
He will get one action on this turn.
Okay, because I wanted to use...
From using that on.
Okay, because I wanted to use my last action to give myself life boost because I have 48 HP. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Then I gain 16 HP immediately,
Okay.
and it's fast healing, I think.
So you gain 16 HP, and you will continue to gain 16 HP every turn.
Yes.
As this is happening, Emmy calls out, and she's like, "Incredible! Chuji has brought Senku away into the sea, back onto the field. But on top of that, Lolo has released its true power and is coming down on Nala the Reed as a sea dragon." And Lolo rumbles as, "You've got that right, my friends." And Nala's like, "Oh, poop." And he's just going to spend one action making an attack roll. A 46 is going to be a crit against Nala the Reed, as Lolo brings down a mighty dragon claw on top of her. 16 times 2, that is 32 slashing damage. And you can see that Nala is not doing well. She's in a lot of trouble. And Lolo roars and says, "I've still got it!" It's Nala's turn.
It is.
And she's like, "Oh!" She uses an action at the start of her turn to recharge her spell strike. And then she's going to try to cast Prismatic Ray in a spell strike. So she swings her axe at Lolo. And that is going to be a 33 to hit against Lolo. A 33 is not going to hit Lolo, actually. It, like, kind of coils out of the way and roars. And she's like, "Oh, God!" And Nala looks quite distressed. It's Ovark's turn. Ovark looks over at Senku and says, "Teacher, should we be going for the sea dragon?" It's, "No, just focus on the Magus," Iowari says, spinning around you, Masami.
He's getting jiggy with it.
He's getting jiggy with it. Masami, he's going to try to cast Baleful Polymorph on you and turn you into a chicken.
Alright.
And this will be one tier of success higher because... Oh!
I just used my hero point.
Yeah, so that's a nat 1, Masami.
Yeah.
Now, however, he is a lower level than you, and this is an incapacitation thing. However, essentially, he raises his hand. There's a puff of smoke that kind of erupts from around you, and when it comes back, there's just a little chicken Masami on the ground. And he's like, "I got him, teacher!" And as Iowari's spinning, he's like, "Extra credits!" And Ovark, I think Ovark ends his turn there. He doesn't really know what else to do. It's Iowari's turn. Iowari spends 2 actions dancing on his way over to you, Chuji.
Okay.
And then he's gonna try to just hit you with his staff. That's a 33 to hit.
Fail.
He grunts and he's like, "I really do hate this." Chuji, it's your turn.
How about I take you out of your misery?
Chuji, start your turn. What stance are you in?
I'm gonna use Dragon Stance.
Okay, go for it. And now what do you do?
1-inch punch, 3 actions.
Okay, go for it.
41.
41 is going to be a hit. Roll damage.
49 damage.
Damn, okay, Chuji, you fucking kick him hard. And he, like, stumbles back a little bit. You can see he's starting to get really hurt. And, like, his students have all been, like, relatively weak. You can tell he is, like, higher level than you guys. Like, that's how
Yeah.
strong he is.
Chuji lands that punch on him, and they're like,
Oof, you're sturdy for an old man.
Years of practice, my friend. They kind of fucking pirouette. Masami, it's your turn. You're a little chicken.
And that's how they will be for a while, I fucking guess.
Wrong! You can make me a will save to stop being a little chicken.
Sure, why not? I guess.
Why would you want to
It's
stop?
not gonna work.
It might.
I told you, rollback. It's not gonna work.
Unfortunately, a 28 won't do it. You still have 2 actions. You can try it again.
40.
Okay, that does it. Masami, through sheer spite, you transform back into your Negus form. You're no longer a little chicken. And Ovak looks at you and says, "Oh no!"
You're damn right, Dragon Boy.
You have 1 action left, Masami. What do you do?
They are going to toss up their dancing Kisarigama right in Ovark's face.
Kusarigama pop into existence and start coiling and uncoiling, ready to do your bidding. And they're going to make an attack right now, right?
I believe they can, yeah, because it's... Yes? Yes.
Go for it. Cool.
Masami really did indirectly say, fuck you, specifically 46.
That's a critical hit. The crowd roars, and Tagada Emi says, "Despite being a chicken mere moments ago, Masami Takahara pushes back against the odds and strikes with their dancing Kusarigama." And yeah, roll damage.
Damage is 36.
Okay, Ovark takes that damage, and you can tell that they're not doing super hot. They don't love this. Sanku, Witch Prince of the Sea. You have to sustain an action to command Lolo to do stuff if you want him to do 2 actions, or he'll just get 1 on his turn. You immediately restore 16 HP, and you have 3 actions. What do you do?
Okay. Well, I'd love for Lolo to do things and be epic and awesome and do awesome, epic things. So I'm gonna give Lolo an action, and then yeah, let's go with using a tail attack.
Okay, Lolo whips his tail at Nala. Roll me that attack roll.
46.
That's another fucking crit. Jesus Christ.
That's gonna be 15 damage. I believe doubled, so that's 30 damage.
Lolo swipes his tail at Nala, and she lets it up. Whack! And she is knocked prone, and she is KO.
Nice. And I have 2 actions, right?
He has 1 action left as well.
Okay. Oh.
Lolo rumbles and says, "Now, my boy, who shall you have me best next?"
I think you should go get Ayuari.
I'm on it! Professor, there's only room for 1 teacher here. And he rumbles forward towards Ayuari. And you have 2 actions left, Sanku. What do you do?
Oh, well, that's just unfortunate for everybody. They're a little bit far apart. I feel embarrassed that I'm a water spellcaster and I keep casting this. I have 1 more 8th level spell.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna cast Fireball Scattered Fire.
Okay, Sanku, you shoot a blast of fireworks that shoots through the sky, much to everyone's delight.
And he's going to make them hit both Ovark and Ayuari.
Yeah, they're the only 2 left, so... Ayuari gets a success just about. And so does Ovark. They both take half damage.
That's okay. Half of 52.
That's
50,
26 to both of them.
26 damage.
Ovark is trembling, and he's like, "Teacher, what do I do?" And Ayuari grunts, "Your very best." You can see that he is actually stressed. He is was not expecting for this to be so difficult.
He was a fool.
Sanku, is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. Ovark's turn. Ovark is right next to you, Masami, and he knows you like to hunt mages, so he's going to take a step back. Step is it's only 5 feet, so he doesn't trigger reactions.
Yeah, it's the one.
He specifically does not want to be hit by you. He exhales and says, "Okay, well, if we're going giant forms, I guess it's time for this." And he raises his staff in the air and cups it down, and wind ruffles through him, and he casts elemental form, air, on himself, and he is now in elemental form.
Okay.
He is going to have a fly speed of 80 feet, and he's going to be able to do melee gust attacks. It's Ayuari's turn. Unfortunately, he has to spend actions dancing, which means that Chuji, you get a free thing on him.
Oh, fuck yeah.
How long does this last, Masami?
Oh, it lasts a minute.
Oh my fucking god, he's screwed.
Yeah, it was a failure. It lasts a minute.
Okay,
I said 43.
He's gonna take that damage, which is how much?
36.
Okay, you punch him. He has no other option. He has to take that. And he grunts and says, on your next turn, Ovark, I want you to cast haste on me. And Ovark, who is an air elemental right now, rumbles out, you've got it, teacher. Iowari grunts, and he's gonna try and make a staff attack on you, Chuji.
Okay.
That's a 37 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay, he misses. Dear oh dear. Shuji, it is your turn. It looks like Iowari has a plan. If he gets hastened, he might be able to have enough actions to cast Dispel on himself. And he would no longer be dancing. What the fuck do you do?
2 action, 1 inch punch, and then I'm going to go into Flurry of Blows. I'll do Flurry of Blows first.
Okay. What stance are you in?
Dragon still.
Okay, go for it.
Hopefully this time I can get good damage. Oh, 37, 35. Both hits.
Yeah, both of those are gonna be hits.
That's going to be 25 and 22 damage.
42, he's not stunned.
Yeah, absolutely is.
But you deal 47 damage to him total.
And then I'm gonna do 2 action 1 inch punch.
Okay, you can see that Iowari is very close to being beaten here.
33.
Not gonna hit, I'm afraid. You can see though you have severely weakened him, and you can see he is not doing well.
Mm-hmm.
He grunts as he's dancing around you and says, you're strong, I'll give you that. But the fight's not over until all our resources have been expended.
That's just why I gotta act faster.
Masami, Ovark is an air elemental right now, and Iowari is dancing, but he has a plan to no longer be dancing.
Then Masami also has a plan. They are going to use their last focus spell to Dimensional Assaults.
Okay, against?
Ovark.
Okay, go for it.
That's behind a motherfucker. 42.
That's a critical hit. Jesus.
All right.
The crowd is like on their feet, like pumping their fists and cheering. This is the best fight they've ever seen.
That's 46.
Okay, you teleport behind him and like fucking backstab him, and he lets out wind blowing from his lungs. Up above, Tagada Emi is like, and Masami Takahara is dueling against Ovark, and it looks like they may be just about to push it over the edge. Will they succeed or will they fail? It's the tensest fight I've ever seen, everyone! Masami, you got 2 actions left. Ovark turns to you. Right now, they look like a living tornado, and they let out a ready to fucking get you.
Masami has a certain glint in their eye. It's dangerous.
Oh dear.
And they say, you want to see an animal? I'll show you. Spell Strike, because my focus pools gain my Spell Strike back. Gouging Claw.
Oh, Masami Takahara. You are something else.
And their arm turns into a fox's claw.
Okay!
Yes, it's 30.
With this guy who got a 31, who has 31 for AC, with this guy who you just got a crit on, so the crowd is cheering for you.
Alright, then it's a 31.
It's a hit! Roll damage!
Alright, so that's damage on the sword. That's 23, plus Gouging Claw, which is 30. So in total, 53 damage.
Masami Takahara, you fucking launch and with that animal-like fury, slash through him, and that's enough to knock him backwards, and he falls with a thud, and that wind dispels, and Ovark is KO! And Tagada Emi shouts, yes! The Radiant Winds are left with only 1 combatant against them! Can Teacher Iowari turn the tables? Or is this going to be the first victory of the Rumi Phoenix tournament? How you doing, Masami?
Masami sighs as their arm turns back, and they go, sorry, Teach. No haste.
Woo! Sanku, Witch Prince of the Sea. Only 1 combatant remains, and it's Teacher Mafika Iowari. And despite him being trapped, he has to spend 2 actions each turn dancing and 1 action fighting, meaning he can't cast any spells. He is still trying his best to fight back.
Alright. I'm going to cast Elemental Betrayal.
Okay.
Water damage.
Okay.
Which also does cold. And I'm going to cast my new favorite spell, Frigid Flurry.
Okay. That's a 35, Sanku.
Nope.
Okay, roll me this damage, Sanku, as you blast him point blank with cold energy.
52. Plus 8?
Sanku, Witch Prince of the Sea, he has 59 HP left.
I think Sanku, who's honestly still a little bit reeling from having been knocked out, is like, okay. And he puts his staff between them both, and he's like, okay, take this. And I think that he just like, I think that the air and like the frigid flare of the spell like knocks him into Chuji.
Chuji, Mafika Ayawari is thrown into your arms, shivering cold as he goes limp.
Knocks into him and Chuji like fucking suplexes him.
Oh, do you wanna?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I
yes,
do.
yes, yes.
I'm gonna just to get the crowd really loving you, I'm gonna let you make an attack roll. He's a KO one way or another, but the crowd will love you if you do it.
Oh, fuck, wrong attack, but it hits anyways.
Shuji, you grab Ayawari as he stumbles back into you, and you fucking suplex him!
After his head like goes into the fucking floor, Chuji like raises their arms up and they're like, yes!
The crowd goes wild. And Tagada Eni calls out and he says, "That's it, everyone! KO! Sanku Witch Prince C, Frigid Flurried, Mafika Ayawari into Shi Chuji's arms, who suplexed him and ended the fight. That's where the fight ends. We have our winners. The Radiant Winds are the winners of the first match of the Turgid Ruby Phoenix tournament.
Chuji runs towards Sanku and picks him up and flings him around.
He jumps in the air and he's like, "Can we? Oh god! Can we add that? Can we add that to our moves? Can we do that more often?"
Absolutely! You had me worried!
I was fine.
Masami takes off their Hachigane and is like wiping their forehead. They're like, oh my god, that is the most I've ever used my focus spells. That's good work, you two. Nice teamwork. You doing okay, Sanku?
Did you like one? I am fine.
They raise an eyebrow.
I'm like bruised, but I'll be okay.
Alright.
It builds character.
Teacher Ayawari
Alright, Chuji.
slowly gets up, and he's panting.
Are you okay? Do you need to heal? I have a healing staff.
He smiles at you, Sanku, and he looks at you, Masami, and Chuji as well. And he says, as all the others are getting up, he offers you a hand. So shake. He says, "Everyone, I had thought I'd seen it all, but never in my life have I had to fight that hard. That was incredible."
I'm glad to give you the chance.
He shakes hands with each of you, and the students slowly get up as well. Kind of like shaken, but honestly excited for what comes next. You've all successfully entered into the winner's bracket, and Teacher Ayawari and the Speakers of the Wind have entered the loser's bracket. They're not out yet. They're going to be able to prove themselves now, because now they've got something really to fight for. So, all of you retire, and Kazuhida, as you enter, he comes in and he gives you all a big bear hug.
Oh my goodness. Hello, sir.
He pulls all of you in, and he says, "You three,
Ow.
you four." Lolo's back into his little boy size now. "That was some of the best fighting I've ever seen. That was truly incredible. The way you worked the
Thank you,
crowds,
thank you.
your martial prowess, the training with Saraguchi really must have paid off,
Yeah,
Oh,
really.
definitely.
I don't think we could have won without it.
Take a rest, because you're going to need to prepare for for tomorrow. From what I understand, you're more likely not going to be an exhibition match."
That's fair.
We can rest after the next fight, yeah? I want to see it.
The Biting Roses versus Steps of the Sun,
Do they sell snacks here?
I'm sure they do.
Oh, Masami, you know someone who sells mushroom spikes.
Masami doesn't mention that. Asami goes, as long as it's not mushrooms, we're fine.
Are you picky suddenly?
No, I just know someone, unfortunately.
I see.
Lolo on your shoulder, Sanku. He looks so chuffed. Everyone, did you see that?
Do you like that?
Did you all
Do
see
you like
that?
turning into a dragon?
Not only did I resuscitate Sanku with the help of Chuji, but I showed you merely a fraction of my true power. What you saw today was a pale imitation of the mighty sea dragon who ruled over the continent of Tian
Ooh,
Sha.
I'm sure.
This is only the first step. The celestial dragon won't know what hit him.
Yeah,
Are
because
you
you
sure
won't be
he's
able
still
to see
alive?
from down there.
Oh my god!
Hey, don't say such rude things to
Ouch.
him.
He's about to retort when Hida kind of just pats all your back and says, "Go wash up. Get ready for the next match."
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You all wash up. You do get some snacks.
Senku heals so fucking hard. He heals so much.
Yeah, all of you are in some like, ooh, you got that. You're gonna have you're gonna have like that good muscle pain after a hard workout. You've been feeling it all week.
There's nothing good about the muscle pain after a workout.
Okay.
You've just become a jock then.
All of you return to your seats, and you watch the next match. As you about like an hour passes before, finally Tagada Emi calls out and says, "Our second match. I present to you all." And she gestures out at one of the parties. And emerging from the west side of the arena comes Steps of the Sun, Husband of Stung, Junxiu, and Liang Shen. These beautiful Asmars all wearing dark purple and gold robes. Backed, of course, by Lady Shai Zia, who is smiling and waving at the crowd. Emi calls out and says, "Today, we present Steps of the Sun, a band of battle dancers from the nation of Azamar of Tianjing. Their leader, Liang Shen, is here to reclaim to claim wealth for his village, which has suffered at the hands of bandits for decades. Can Liang Shen and his motley crew of dancers and the powerful celestial rock Sway overcome the odds? And on the other side of the arena, out comes the Biting Roses, Yarika Mulandez, Artus Rojuvan, and Lantondo. Hailing from the distant continent of Arcadia, I give you a tree occultist with soul magic unlike any other. Lantondo, whose heart is within the cards themselves. Artus Rojuvan, a soul archer who strikes true at all with every shot. And Yarika Mulandez, a spiritualist with a connection to her own grandfather with the head of a mantis. You can see that the Steps of the Sun are wearing Goken-made finery, really beautiful robes, which are mostly purple and gold. Very, very ornate kind of Hong Kong wear, if that makes sense. Then on the other side of the arena are the Biting Roses, who have many potions around their belt. More likely not given to them by Aldenar Unmar, their sponsor. Their clothes are also traditional Arcadian outfits, maybe a little bit flamboyantly flashed up to merchandise them a little more, but you know how it is, right? Unmar's logo is splatted on each of their backs. Tagada kind of looks to Hao Jin and Nayente for approval before she calls out and says, "Ready, everyone? Let's count down! 3, 2, 1, fight!" And the two teams jump into battle against each other.
God, oh god.
The first to move is Artus Rojuvan, who dashes forward and points his bow immediately to Sway. He unleashes a few arrows which arc through the air and swing up towards Celestial Rock, who flaps his wings and dashes out into the sky. These arrows actually curl and twirl and follow after Sway as they plunge into the Celestial Rock, who lets out a shriek. Halspin the Stung starts to kind of like sing out loud, kind of trying to ease Sway, calm down. And Sway actually glows with magical might, empowered by Halspin's bardic abilities. Sway swoops down towards Artis, who dashes it and rolls out of the way as he continues shooting at the rock. Meanwhile, Lantondo rushes forward and starts throwing out Harrow cards at Junseo, who simply dances around them in, kind of left, right as they come. But Liang Shen dashes forward directly towards Yarika Mulandez, who kind of is almost waiting for him to approach. Just as Yang swings with his fan directly into Yarika, suddenly there's a clash of metal, and there standing in front of her is Grandfather Mantis parrying with his claws. The two of them duel back and forth. And how are you all doing as you watch this fight go down?
Chuji's chewing on their nails.
Masami is analyzing.
Sanku is just excited. He's stuffing his face, and he's excited. He's just enjoying himself.
Okay, so my question is, do any of you want to make perception checks to see if you can learn anything about these guys, or are you just happy to watch?
Of course we do.
Yes, Masami's already doing that.
Yes.
And who are you supporting? That's the question.
Oh, don't do this to
Masami,
me.
I don't even know if Masami has a favorite or anything. They're just watching and learning.
I think Senku's supporting Biting Roses because I'm pretty sure that they were the people that were there when the assassination.
That's right.
happened.
Yes.
That was them. Yep.
Yes. Senku likes them a lot.
Okay.
So he's supporting them. It's not that he's not supporting the other team. It's that he's really supporting Biting Roses. Plus, he does think that Shen has a bit of a shit attitude.
But you can tell that Chuji's smitten.
Senku looks at Chuji and then leans over to Masami and is like, "Wow, just wow."
So as this is happening, Chuji, as you're watching, you can tell that Shen is a battle dancer. What that means in practice is that not only can Shen use martial attacks, he also has a good few spells in his repertoire. And you can see this as he is dashing forward. He casts haste on himself to speed up the onslaught of his attacks. He's not a magus, he doesn't spell strike or anything, but he is able to cast and fight easily. He's a Gish caster,
Kind of sexy.
And he has found his match here with Yarika Mulandez, I'll say that much. Masami, what you can tell from Mulandez is that, despite being not necessarily classically trained in combat, the instincts of her spirit, of Grandfather Mantis, are really pushing back hard, Mm-hmm. And she can cast spells, but then on the other hand, Grandfather Mantis has some serious melee capability. As the two clash back and forth, Senku, I think you're just paying too much attention you're just having too much fun to pay much attention.
I think at this point, I think really he just ends up just being like, "Wow, this is great." That's all.
The first knockout happens, and Halspin the Stung is kind of trying to buff up Sway, who is currently swooping down at Artis for the most part, but he is not paying attention to Lantondo, who has until now been focusing on Junseo. But then Lantondo sees an opening, rolls backwards, and throws several cards in quick succession into several pressure points on Halspin's body, and Halspin wails out in confusion, and that's when Artis shoots an arrow that pierces through Halspin's soul. Halspin roars out in not really anything, more of just and topples to the ground. KO! And Lantondo turns to the crowd and riles them up "Did you all see that?" And he takes an action to rile up the crowd, which is something you guys can do. Unfortunately, he pays too much attention to the crowd and not enough to Sway. The Rock dives down, catches into Lantondo, and flies directly upwards. Lantondo yelps out in surprise as he is let go, and he falls 120 feet
Ooh.
and crashes into the ground.
Oh.
Holy shit.
If you don't have ways to deal with that flying bird, you're going to be in trouble. Artis tries to shoot off a few more attacks at Sway, only for him to be eventually overwhelmed by the spellcasting coming from Junseo. And now it's Yarika and Grandfather Mantis versus Junseo, Liang Shen, and of course, the Celestial Rock. And she puts up a hell of a fight. She actually does manage to take out Junxiu with a combination of blasting her with Shadow Magic, and then while her defenses are down, Grandfather Mantis slashing into her. But Liang Shen is a force to be reckoned with. He keeps the tempo up. He dances in circles as this music blares out, and the crowd cheers and claps in time to the music. And Shen plants his boot directly onto Yerika's chest, kicks her down, and into the path of Sway, who strafes and smacks her with his wing as he's hitting her, or as he's dive bombing. She is knocked flying, and she lands face down. KO!
Oh boy.
And Liang Shen stands, whips out his fan, and fans himself a little bit.
Chuji stands up cheering. I'm so sorry, Yarika.
Incredible! Steps of the Sun have won the round, having successfully taken out the Biting Roses. Our second victors have been confirmed! The two parties team up, shake hands, and smile as they're kind of grinning and congratulating each other. And you know what? Shen, for once, isn't being a total jackass, and he actually does, congratulate the others as well.
He's not a terrible person.
No, he isn't. You can all see that the crowd is loving this. How are you all doing as the curtain calls on the first day of the Ruby Phoenix tournament? Because that was a hell of a night, right?
Senku's feeling pretty good. They won, and he is happy.
Chuji is... Well, Chuji's over the fucking moon that they won. Chuji's also very happy that Shen won, because that means that Chuji can maybe fight him later down the line. But also Chuji is super fucking bummed that their bestie got out.
They're not out yet.
They're not out, but they're she's now in the loser bracket, which there's still the possibility of them fighting, and it'll be fun. But they're still sad about it.
You know, that's the hardest part of this fighting tournament. You have to. I was actually so sad trying to figure out who was good. Like, I was looking at these teams like, oh man, some of these guys are gonna lose.
You bastard.
As the crowds disperse from the first match of the 30th Ruby Phoenix tournament, you all prepare yourselves. You got a long road ahead of you all. And by the end of this, true exhibition matches and matches proper, you will have fought every single one of these teams. But you did it. You won the first round. Now, the only question is, who else is going to make it true?
This episode of Dice Will Roll would not have been possible without the support of our patrons: Tony Saunders, Dasha Clancy, Ari Graham, Arive, Nex, Minty Belmont, GP Dora, Lemon Jam Tart, Marshmallow Berry, Ferric Falcon, Luis Loza, Aries, Alexander Criswell, May Cohen, Skyly, Blur Stallion, Kendra West, Genuinely Tricked, Transgirl Trish, Platonic, Bal Punyan, Johnny the Catman, Matthew Wilson Krasnovich, Tillin Shark, Glitch HD, Jay Snoots, Zenith Drums, Torbjorn, Sophie Valera, G Barbera, Luke, Gideon, Sarah B, Seth, Ravona Darkglow, Kira, Lichalope, Gizmo, Matthew, Cass, Fable McElduff, Chris Lutman, Remty Bright, Lonesome Chunk, Steph, Sean C, Natasha Lumley, Rhiannon C, Ellie, Jenna Mitchell, Kane Kendrick, Triceratops, Greg Kitsune, Anna Maria, Roxy, Jordan, Cynical Spinstress, Emily Laderna, John the Bookworder, SA66 Seeker, and Dame Valerie III. Special thanks to the patrons who made cameos in this episode: Netir by Zurenwald, Ovark by Lonesome Chunk, and Nala to Read by Zenith Drums. If you'd like to see what you can get for helping us keep it rolling, check out patreon.com/diceroll today!